Hey y'all! I know y'all already got your teacups ready because this tea is steaming hot. Folks online are back at it again, talking about Beyonce and Jay-Z's son, Sir Carter. Yep, the buzz is getting louder by the minute. Honestly, none of this is that shocking because Beyonce's girls, Blue Ivy and Rumi, have both popped up on stage during her Cowboy Carter tour. Blue's been out there killing it with the dance moves, and Rumi's been melting hearts with her cuteness. But when it comes to Sir, crickets. No appearance, no shout-out, no nothing. Now fans are starting to think maybe there's something going on with Sir. People are getting real curious, and they're digging for answers wherever they can. And believe it or not, folks have now turned their attention to someone who might seem like an unlikely source, Richard Lawson. Yep, Tina Knowles' ex-hubby and Beyonce's former stepdad. Since he and Mama Tina just got divorced, some fans are wondering if Richard's feeling petty enough to spill some Carter family secrets. This is messy, y'all, so let's get into it. Now, let's be clear. I'm not saying Richard's actually out here running his mouth about Beyonce's son. He honestly doesn't strike me as the type to gossip about kids. But fans are thirsty for any info they can get. And if they think there's a chance Richard might be feeling salty after the breakup, they're gonna take it. So, for a little background, Richard and Tina's divorce was recently made official. And you know how fans are. Some of them believe Richard might be bitter enough to let some insider tea slip. Richard and Tina had been together for quite a while, and there were even whispers that Tina started seeing Richard while she was still technically married to Matthew Knowles. But let's be real, Matthew was out here cheating like crazy. So if Tina had something going on with Richard at the time, folks didn't really trip. Actually, Beyonce's old vocal coach, David Brewer, once spilled a little story that adds to this. He claimed that back in the day, he stopped by Tina's house to pick up his keyboard and caught Tina and Richard kissing. Now, Tina was still unhappily married to Matthew back then, so she awkwardly told David that Richard was her cousin. Whew, that's messy. Anyway, Tina eventually divorced Matthew and tied the knot with Richard in 2015, but not everything was rainbows and butterflies after that. Over the years, fans started noticing some tension between Tina and Richard. There were times when Tina kinda shaded Richard in public, like that one interview where she said something that made everyone raise their eyebrows.
And so this time around, I'm trying to be a wife first. Not all the time, because it's not always possible, and sometimes I am a mother first. But I envisioned the type of man I wanted, I prayed for the type of man I wanted, and I got pretty much that. Is he perfect? Absolutely not. But, you know, he has a lot of the qualities. He has a lot of the qualities that I love, and we're having a really good time, and I'm enjoying life. So there is hope, women.
When people started calling her out on it, Tina clapped back and doubled down. She said, "I am careful not to confuse excellence with perfection. Excellence I can reach for, perfection is God's business." Then she added a caption that read, "I came across this quote this morning. I cannot agree more with Michael J. Fox. I believe any human being who thinks they are perfect, or someone else could be perfect, is delusional. I believe that only God is perfect." So yeah, that gave fans even more reason to believe that Richard might be the one to spill tea now that they're no longer together. And let's be honest, there's a lot that folks would want to know. See, Beyonce has always been real private when it comes to her kids. For years, she barely showed them to the public, but lately she's been a little more open. Blue Ivy's been living her best life on stage, absolutely slaying during her mom's Cowboy Carter tour. She's grown up right before our eyes and seems like a natural-born star. And then there's Rumi. Baby girl is straight up stole the show. The first time she stepped on stage when Beyonce was singing Protector, she was just vibing and doing her own thing. She was supposed to follow a little choreography, but honestly, she was just too excited to remember any of it. And that's what makes her so lovable. She even spoke on the mic and yelled, "That made me so happy. Tell me that ain't the cutest thing ever." But with Blue and Rumi getting all this attention, people are asking again, where's Sir? Why hasn't he made an appearance? Why isn't he part of these special moments? Of course, the internet is full of theories. Some people think he might have some kind of medical condition. Autism is one rumor that's been floating around, although Beyonce herself has never hinted at anything like that. Eventually, Tina Knowles stepped up to shut down the rumors. She said Sir is just a quiet, low-key kid who doesn't like loud noises or big crowds.
What is Sir interested in?
Sir is very quiet and is very, very smart and does all of the number stuff. So he's not into the fashion stuff as much. But yeah.
And that kind of made the chatter cool down for a while. But then, totally out of nowhere, Kanye West jumped online and stirred the pot in the worst way possible. He went on Twitter and dropped a full-on rant, dragging Beyoncé and Jay-Z into it. The reason? He was mad that they didn't have his back when he was fighting for custody of his kids during the whole drama with Kim Kardashian. No one saw it coming. It was random, emotional, and totally out of left field. 1 second, everything was quiet, and the next thing you know, Kanye's out here using social media like it's a therapy session gone wrong. And what he said? Y'all, it was bad. He tweeted, "Wait, has anyone ever seen Jay-Z and Beyoncé's younger kids? They're retarded." No, like literally. And this is why artificial insemination is such a blessing. Having retarded children is a choice. If Twitter take my ish down, then so be it. But I need y'all to know Jay-Z or nobody have no power over me. That tweet sparked a firestorm. Eventually, Kanye deleted it, but not because he felt bad or had a change of heart. Nope. He straight up said he only deleted it to avoid losing access to his account. He tweeted, "I need everyone to know that I took the post about Jay-Z and Beyoncé's family down and Jerry Lorenzo's family down because there was a possibility of my Twitter being canceled, not because I'm a good person. Now Jay-Z and Beyoncé, on the other hand, F them and their entire families." He also said, "I love Jay-Z and I do feel bad. I always felt like the black sheep, like I wanted family in this music-ish. I'd run on stages thinking I was doing the right thing and would always be a slight. Of not coming to my first wedding, him putting Kendrick on the Super Bowl over me, or even us never being invited to Ish, taking jabs about my red hat on Donda. I felt like both him and his wife could have helped me have more leverage with my kids. They could have used their cultural position to not just watch the Kardashians run me over. It hurts so F both of them cause when I needed them, it was F me." Then he doubled down, saying he regretted taking the post down, not writing it. He wrote, "Concerning the Jay-Z and Beyoncé tweet, Ninja said I would regret it. No, I regret taking it down. My Twitter account is a one-way conversation. The only thing I was mad about in the last few hours was taking that Jay-Z and Beyoncé tweet down. Somebody from my music team called me and begged me to take it down and spoke on Twitter, banning, etc. I'm so mad I took it down. And now that you think Jay-Z peace self made me take it down, I got to double down. Ain't no celebrity ever said nothing to come to my aid when it came to these white women taking my kids because they was mad I was wearing a Trump hat. F Jay-Z and his whole family, especially his shooters." Yeah, that whole situation was wild, and it only made fans more suspicious about why Sir hasn't been seen in public much, and with Blue and Rumi shining on stage, Sir's absence just stands out even more. Still, at the end of the day, this is Beyoncé and Jay-Z's child. If they feel it's best to keep Sir out of the spotlight, that's their decision to make, and honestly, it's not our place to judge. So, what do y'all think? Is it just a protective mama keeping her kid out of the public eye, or is there something more to it? Hit up the comments and let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the suggested video.